Hello designers, welcome. In this video we're going to be going over the basics of designing with sliding doors and how to do inset sliding doors. They're the most common and most basic ones, and this video is going to hit pretty much all the bases when it comes to actually the specifics of the door itself. Like the door system, whether it be barn or wardrobe, I'm going to cover in other videos. This one is going to be mainly inset doors and then the doors themselves. So what I've got here is just a simple reach-in closet. When you're drawing the space of the closet, just leave the door opening part actually open. Don't draw a wall there and then add, door frame or anything. Don't do any of that. Just leave it open. Do make sure that you draw the return walls. Most door openings, have like 4 or 5 inches on either side, depending on what's going on. Every case is different. Just make sure you have the return walls. So you can see here I've got 4 inches on either side. So to add sliding doors, real simple. It's quite literally just one button. We're going to go up here to the top left where it says exterior sliding doors. Click it. Click. Click. Boom. So you've got sliding doors. If you click on it, I didn't mean to do that, but here we are. It's just like any other design zone, and now we have an elevation view of our sliding doors. So let's go back to the plan view. You're going to notice that if you hover over it, you have this arrow here that's pointing out of the closet. That's incorrect. We want it pointing in. So how we change that is we right click on the doors. We're going to go to the properties of the sliding doors. And this is where most of the magic is going to happen. Once you fill this entire portion out correctly, that's kind of it. You're like pretty much 90% of the way there. So, but first we got to flip them. So we're just going to go here where it says positioning, flipped, make sure it's checked, or maybe not checked depending on how you draw them. It might depend on the design. Just make sure that that arrow is pointing towards the interior of the closet. So then the best way to go about this is just go down the line. There's not that much. It's really easy. So start here up the system. Vendor, Hafla. You really wouldn't change this unless you're doing a barn door. Just leave it alone. Profile. This is probably the best one. So if you click on this, you're going to see we have a whole bunch of different things. Aluminum tall insert, aluminum glass insert, solid, shaker, shaker tall insert, shaker with mullion for 6mm and 8mm inserts. So the reason we have this many, because we only do 3 types of doors, right? Aluminum, shaker, and solid. But the insert material kind of dictates the size of the aluminum and the shaker doors. So at least for single insert doors. If you have a divider, that's a different story. Also in shaker, if you want to do a divider, you have to select one of these. So, but I think the difference is with Canadian material, the insert material comes in at 96-inch lengths, and then the Italian stuff comes in at 109 inches. So if you're doing a door that's over 96 inches tall, you can't really do a single insert door with the Canadian material. You have to choose Italian. And so I'll show you right now. So tall insert, that's the Italian stuff. It's quite literally just all that, and all of our resins. That's it. So simple. So for this demonstration, I'm just going to do plain old aluminum door. So then gold frame finish. Aluminum door comes in 2 finishes. I'm going to choose oil rub bronze. Insert material. Let's go crazy. Let's go echo resin. Let's do the glint gold. And that's pretty much that for that. The insert material, when you select it here, it's not like final. We're going to go over that in a little bit, but this is a good place to start. If you're not doing anything custom, I would just do it from here. Easiest way to do it, easy way to control it. In this positioning menu, you see where it says offset left and offset right. I wouldn't play around with those. I would let them auto update as you change your opening width, because they will. For demonstration purposes, I'm just going to leave it at 76. I didn't take any measurements of real space, so I don't have anything, but you would just make this and the opening height match whatever measurements that you put on your sliding door information sheet. Moving even down, we go to doors. I'm going to do 3 doors on a double track here. Like I said, you can do up to 6. I think it might even let you do more. Yeah, so I would try not to go above 6, depending on how wide the opening is. Like I said, every design is different. Here we're doing 3. Soft close, pretty much always have this checked. There's very few situations in which you would uncheck this. Went over that in the PowerPoint. Basically just when the doors are going to be really skinny to the point where the soft close mechanism might not even work, or if the floor is really at a level. Something to go over with engineering, but I also think it's probably just worth it to leave it checked. Who cares? This next setting, back to core profiles, I'm going to be honest, I think this is just a 3D thing. I don't think it's going to matter. You can leave it checked, unchecked, it doesn't really do anything. Down here, track layout and guides, this is important. So if you open down the submenu for the tracks, you have all these different options. We have 2 tracks, double and triple. And then we have these options for if you want to add a fascia to that track. So the single fascia is just the one on the front, and then fascia both is fascia both sides. I'm going to do a fascia on the front just for demonstration purposes. It's not going to look good, but let's just make it dove. Okay, so guide finish this here. Sorry, I should backtrack. Track finish. Track comes in 2 colors: brush chrome, oil rub bronze. For the most part, when you're doing aluminum doors, it's going to auto select what color the aluminum door is. Other than that, it's going to default to brush chrome. Just make sure that this is whatever you want it to be. I'm going to stick with oil rubbed bronze. Guide finish, this is the fascia finish. I chose dove. That's that. And so then that's it. So for most designs, that's all you really need to do. If we go in the elevation view, look, our doors are done. If we go in our 3D view, wow, that looks cool. This pretty much accurately represents what the doors would look like. You have the doors, you have the insert, you can see the fascia is dove, you can see the track, you can see the aluminum frame. Everything's there, looks awesome. Go back to the elevation view. So I'd say for the 90% of sliding door jobs, this covers your bases. But there are situations in which, excuse me, there are situations in which you would want to do something a little more, I don't know, jazzy. So let's say that I want to do, I do want all aluminum doors, but I want to change the insert of this center door, right? You can easily do that. In this elevation view, oh, wait, let me backtrack. I'm so sorry. Something that you want to keep in mind is the door layout. That's shown right down here. So, I mean, when you're designing, keep in mind how the customer is going to open and close these doors. It sounds simple, but it's something that is very easily forgettable. So this is a situation in which I feel like this layout is a bit incorrect. That back door, the handles are not really accessible, so you kind of want that one in the front, and you would want these 2 guys on the side at the back track. Really easy to change it. You just click them, go across the board, and that's the layout that I want. That's perfect. That's really simple. Sorry about that interruption. Let's get back to the inserts. So if you right click on the insert, you go to the properties of the insert, and like here you can go back to the properties of sliding doors. You don't need to though. Go to the properties of the insert, and here I can change it to whatever I want. So let's say I want to make this center one, I don't know, autumn, right? So now I've got echo resin, autumn, echo resin. Go to the 3D view, properly portrays it. Boom, done. So what you can do with aluminum doors is you can add dividers. This is explained in the PowerPoint as well, but I'm going to show you how to do it here. So we have 3 types of dividers for the sliding door, for the aluminum sliding doors. We have a sliding structural mullion, and then we have the horizontal and vertical decorative mullions. So the difference between a structural and a decorative mullion is just how it's built. The structural one is going to physically split the insert. That's helpful in a number of situations, like when you have a door that's taller than 96 but you want to use Canadian insert material. If you split that insert into 2 smaller inserts using the structural mullion, then it becomes possible and it's okay. I think you will still have an error there, but you will need engineering's approval. It's fine. The decorative ones don't split the insert. They just quite literally get taped and glued on top of a single insert. So I'll show you how this all works. Let's do a structural one first. Let's put it up here. So you see these measurements here. Type in the ones that you want so you get the right look. But you're going to see that once I'm done, those measurements go away. They don't show up anywhere else. So when you're doing your final set of plans, just make sure to text note the location of these dividers, right? Otherwise the engineer's going to have no idea where to put them, and they're not going to approve it. Sorry. So just make sure you add that text note ahead of time. Make sure you know where you want that. Make sure the customer signs off on it, all that jazz. So you can see here, we've got two separate inserts, two autumn inserts. I'm going to change the insert material of this top one to, I don't know, frosted resin, right? Why not? Let's go to the 3D view, see how it looks. Pretty cool, pretty cool. I'm a fan. So that's the structural one, real easy. Now I'm going to show you the decorative one. You can see same kind of thing. When I hover over the insert, it's no longer split. It's not split around this one like it was with that one. And so that's kind of that. Same thing with the vertical one. I'm going to go for roughly half. Not really, I mean, I'm not doing that math, but yeah. Gosh, I didn't mean to do that. So there we go. We go in 3D view, you can see they're there, but they're not going to split the insert. Really just aesthetic things. That's why we call them decorative. So that's really that. I'm now going to undo all that, and I'm going to show you, just so, because we're covering all the little intricacies of sliding doors, so I'm going to show you how to do all this with shaker sliding doors. So let's go to the properties of sliding doors. We're going to change this to shaker, and I'm going to do mullion. Let's do 8mm. Frame finish. Let's change it up a little bit. Let's go Milano. Insert material. Let's keep it mixed. Keeping all this. It's all track fascia, track finish. You can see it kind of says invalid now. This is gonna, if it ever says invalid, make sure to change it. Whoever's doing the approval is going to catch that, and they're not going to approve it because they do go through the CAD file. So I'm just going to make this rub bronze again. Guide finish, Milano gray. That's fine by me. Cool. Let's go back to this. So now I've got this going on. Let's see what this looks like in 3D. Yeah, so you've got the Milano gray frame and then the inserts. Now, for shaker doors, the only kind of mullion you can have is a structural one. We won't do a decorative one. I do think it's possible, but CAD is not going to let you do it. So reach out to engineering about how to go about that. They'll have a better answer. It would have to be a very special circumstance. There's also probably no good, I mean, yeah, I don't think there's a reason as to why you wouldn't do the structural one in that case. So we're going to do it here. Siding, same exact thing. Let's put it at 60-ish. And same thing. So see, now this is a problem because I chose 8mm. All the resin things, inserts are 6mm, so now I don't have any of those. So let's go natural, right? Sure. And as you can see, it split it. You have the two different inserts. Same thing, works great. So that's pretty much it for designing sliding doors. One thing I haven't talked about yet, I was saving it for the end, was you see how it says soft close on one side only here in nice red letters? This is a warning. We went over this in the PowerPoint, but this door is probably too narrow for two soft close mechanisms, so it's only going to get one. This is something to keep in mind and go over with the customer, because I feel like, especially in this situation, if I have a single door on a track, I probably wanted to soft close on both sides, but I can't, which is okay. But the customer needs to be aware of this, and there needs to be text note on the final plans that says that, so that the customer can't come back at us later saying, "Oh my gosh, why does my door not have? Why does it hit the wall really nicely on the left and then it slams against the right one?" Well, we told you about it beforehand. We're sorry. So when you're doing your final plans, you're going to do your DWG. So you can see here I've got, so remember, you want to do this all as one plan. There's no reason to do sliding doors separate from the closet. So I've got my plan view here, my elevation of my closet. Now this next page I'm going to do the elevation of my sliding doors. So I'm going to add image. And you can see here there's two images for the sliding doors. Make sure you pick the one that has the insert material labels. This is essential, because otherwise the customer has nowhere else to sign off on the type of insert he had, or he or she. And so, yeah, just make sure it's there. So now I've got my elevation, looks fantastic. I'm going to start adding text notes. So First one, I think there's very few cases where there would be no rip out. Well, actually probably not. But if there is rip out, just make sure to text note it. So I'm just going to say customer removing existing doors / tracks prior to install. Another important text note we talked about was the soft close on one side only. And then another one about so I think what a great idea is, because you can see here that I remember we chose a Milano gray shaker frame, right? Doesn't say it anywhere on these plans. So where on these plans is the customer signing off on a Milano gray shaker door? Nowhere. So you got to make sure you add a text note. So I think it's always a great idea just to add a text note, briefly describing what type of doors they are and what's going on. So these ones we have a fair bit going on. So I'm going to say 3 Milano gray shaker doors, leftmost and rightmost door with echo resin glint gold insert, center door with mullion 60 inches from bottom rail, autumn, lower insert is autumn, upper insert is natural. And that's it. Maybe a bit of a long text note, but it covers all the bases. It's all there. And that's that. So now you've got your complete set of plans: closet, sliding doors, and it looks great. And that's how you design sliding doors.